Hey guys, welcome to Queen Airbender Tarot. Today I am coming to you guys with an update that I received in regards to Miss Angie Stone and her passing. Now, first I want to say this is a collective reading. This is also messages that I got. I am not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just telling you the downloads that I received. And I'm sharing those downloads because I have to say that for legal reasons. I'm not saying anybody did anything. I'm just telling you all what I got. The messages keep coming to me, so there's no way that I cannot address it. Okay, so I'm just sharing that with you guys. Also, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for watching, and if you're returning, thank you so much for joining me again today. If you would like a personal reading, all of the information will be left in the description box below. Click the link for my Etsy shop and it'll take you there to get a personal reading if you so choose to. So I'm gonna jump right into it, and I know everybody is going to be yelling conspiracy theorists, but you know what? The shit's adding up. It's adding up, and it just keeps showing over and over again. And even in the very beginning, I'm wondering, how are people not noticing certain verbiage and how it played out in her actual reality leading up to her passing? How is no one talking about this? It's very confusing to me. And it's like like blaring lights, if you will, like it's right in our face. And here's the thing, they wanted it to be as such. And when I say they, I'm talking about that record label and the people who are associated with her passing, the ones who created the scenario, that fake scenario, because the accident was fake. It was something way more to that. The accident just was the cover, because it would be believable. Okay, you get hit by 18-wheeler. That's very believable that you could pass from something like that. But I want you guys to really, really pay attention to the verbiage. Okay, I'm going to see if I can insert a clip in the video when I get back to that topic, because it's her words. They wanted to make an example out of her using her own words. First and foremost, they want to make an example out of her because she was like bullheaded with it. Keep in mind, Angie was a Taurus moon, from what I understand. Again, I don't know her personally, but from what I looked up, she was a Taurus moon. So here's the thing, even if she wasn't Taurus moon, she wasn't on no bullshit. In that video, she even stated, like, you're gonna have to give me, her exact words were, you're gonna have to run me my monies. You're gonna give it to me. And they didn't like that, because that's like, oh, who are you talking to? You're trying to antagonize me. You don't own me, we own you. I spoke in my first initial reading, and I'll leave it in the comment section below. I'll pin the initial reading in the comment section. I spoke about how those contracts that she signed, she thought that contract was for her as an artist. That contract had a lot of stipulations in it that she was not aware of. She even said this in her video, that that's not her role. She's an artist. She has hired attorneys and things like that to understand the linguistics and things like that. She didn't know what she was signing her name to. She said that in her video. This is not hearsay. This is not what I picked up in spirit, like with the messages. This is exactly what she was saying. She didn't know what she was signing herself over to. What I picked up in that first message that I shared with you all that I was getting downloads about was that, again, she thought that she was signing, okay, I'm in a contract with these people for whatever period of time, for how many albums, whatever. No, that contract gave them the rights to everything in regards to her. Her imagery, her voice as an artist, and also her voice just in general as a person. They, all encompassing, they said, you are now owned by us. So what you say, it has not, you make sure you don't say nothing that goes against us. Make sure you don't say something that is going to cause any friction or make people start looking into us. Because here's the thing, what she did is she started a windfall. Okay, because, or this was what she would have done. Because I feel like a lot of people are scared now. Because here's the thing about this, if she would have won a settlement and things like that, or if it would have came out that, okay, they had to pay her this money because they did owe her these monies, then you're going to have a whole bunch of different artists saying like, okay, let me look into my situation. They couldn't have that because they've been doing so many people dirty for so long that they would have went bankrupt trying to pay everybody back what they owed them. They were literally sharks, straight piranhas, the industry. And she even said, because I believe someone on her live, she was on a live for the video that I'm going to leave the snippet for. If I can't insert it here in the actual video, I'll see if I can leave it at the very end of the video like I did the first one, or in the comment section, but I'm going to try to leave it at the very end of this particular video. But she says in there, someone asked her a question on the live, and she said, no, the music industry is horrible. Because you get into this industry because you want to share your joy and your creativity of artistry. This is what you get in there for, but you're signing your life away. And it's interesting because it's making me think about, oh, wow, it's a connection with that. Okay. It's making me think about Death Row, right? Records with Suge Knight. Is very interesting because there's a character in this whole situation that kind of gives me Suge Knight vibes. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But if you think about how they named it Death Row Records, because yeah, you signing your life away. It's to death do us part. We're going to be together like a couple to death do us part. And that's how these industries treat these artists. Okay. So let me just first jump into what I picked up. And I'm noticing lately, even with how my gifts and things are opening up even more, it's like, it's interesting because the best way I can explain it, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Meteor Man, right? There's a scene in Meteor Man where, you know, he's having this fight with one of the leader of the Golden Lords or whatever, and he lands on a book and he touches this book. And when he touches the book, immediately he gets all this information, and he can, whatever that book is about, he's able to get downloads from it. He's able to do whatever that book is. He absorbs that information. And I'm noticing that's happening with me a lot. Like, my channel, I've never been focused on celebrity stuff or whatever, but I keep picking up messages. Like, if I see certain topics or I see certain, you know, things popping up, I get downloads about it, whether or not I'm asking about it or not. So this is not something for me where it's like, okay, I'm trending because she's passed, she's been buried and things like that. Or I don't know, you know, I'm assuming she's been buried because they had the funeral or whatever. So it's not like I'm trying to ride the train of the whole Angie Stone situation. It's things just keep coming to me. If I see any headlines about her, I'm getting downloads left and right. And this particular download that I got, I was sitting down just writing notes for readings that I was going to get to do or whatever. And I seen a whole scene play out in regards to her. What I seen was, and it was very interesting, is I seen her. She was standing outside of a house and she was looking in a window. And what I noticed that was very interesting about her is that her body, like, it didn't look like a spirit. It looked like a spirit, but it didn't look like a spirit. So it looked translucent like a spirit, but her image looked like paper. And immediately I knew, I'm like, the contract. She looked like a contract, but it didn't look like a normal contract. It looked like an old school, like, just for example, like the days like Bridgerton and stuff like that. You know how the paper is like how they have the scrolls and the paper is like a goldish, tannish color. That's how she looked. Her body looked like paper, like a contract, but she also looked like a ghost, if that makes sense. So she was a ghost that looked like paper. It was her image of how she looked, but it looked like paper. So I knew immediately that was about the contract. Now it's interesting because, like I said, as she looked like that, as that image, she's looking inside of a house. Inside of the house, I see her son, her daughter, and I heard her cousin. I've never seen this woman before, but I heard that this woman was her cousin. She had a short hairdo. It was curly, like the old school aunties, okay? With the, I don't know how to explain it because I never had the haircut, but it's like the little rows of curls. It was old school, but she was sharp, okay? And I heard that she also was Angie's age, like her and Angie were close. So it was Angie's cousin. She was same age as her, a lady about her age. And then I also seen a guy who, he had a really big stature. And when I was talking earlier about the whole Death Row thing, he has the build of Suge Knight. Like, he has a very solid build. And, he had a solid build. He had and I heard my hair like a Bootsy fade. Like, he had like, his hair looked like a Bootsy fade, and he was like the skin complexion of Chris Brown. Now, you guys know, and I'm giving you examples of this because I don't know who this person is. I'm just giving you like what I've seen. Because people know you can pull up a picture of Chris Brown, okay, he was like this skin complexion. Pull up a picture of Suge Knight, okay, he's built like Suge Knight. You get what I'm saying? So he had like a Bootsy fade, but a little bit lower than how Bootsy wears it. It wasn't a bald fade or something like that. And when I say Bootsy, Lil Bootsy, if you don't know who that is, he had a Bootsy fade. He looked like Chris Brown's in skin complexion. He had the build like Suge Knight. And he had a very distinct nose. Like, it almost like it was smashed and like pointed. It reminded me of like a beak. But it sounds weird, but he's a very handsome guy. Very, very handsome guy. He's very tall, and he's like stocky and solid. Not overweight, solid and stocky. And I heard that this person served as a bodyguard for her at some point. I don't know if during the time when she passed or around the time when she passed, but I do know for a fact that I heard that he was a bodyguard for her. But I also, you know, as I was looking at the scene and how everything was playing out, is like everything about him was just off. It was so weird because immediately looking at him, it felt jarring. It felt like it was wrong. He felt like he was wrong. Looking at his nose, I don't know why that nose was so specific, why it keeps sticking out to me, but it made me think about what is it, the cartoon Hotel Transylvania or something like that. The father, I believe, he has this real pointy nose. It's something about that. And for me to even get that as an example, if you think about it, that family in that cartoon is vampires. So this is somebody who she trusted that I feel like was bleeding her dry. Somebody that was a vulture, a leech. Vampires leech off of you. They, you know, suck your blood and things like that. So this is someone that she trusted because he was with the family. Now, what I seen was that family was having like some type of party or some type of gathering. The son, to me, was coming off as acting weird. The daughter, I can see, was very intoxicated. So I'm getting messages with that daughter. She's self-medicating. She's doing things that to suppress what's the reality of the situation with her mother. The son to me seemed, I won't say jovial, but he didn't seem distraught. He didn't seem upset. He seemed like, okay, I'm here with family and celebrating things like that. So they were celebrating something. Okay. The cousin looked completely just distraught. She looked distraught, like she didn't want to be there, but she was just there because of the family. And this guy that I'm talking about, again, everything about him was a red flag. And I kept hearing that he was a bodyguard to her and she trusted him. And because she trusted him, he was able to get a way in to set this up, to be a part of the setup. That woman did not perish in that car accident. Absolutely not. That's not the truth. That was the cover. Okay. And he played a role. And so, you know, I like to ask questions. And so I was asking Spirit, okay, if you give me all this, you got to give me some stuff. You got to give me some names. You got to give me things like that. And they said that the first, and I know this is very common, but I'm just telling you right now what I heard. His first name is, the initial of his first name is D. That's all they gave me. And then I kept hearing D over and over again. So his nickname may have even been D. Like if you know somebody's name is Darius or Darnell, sometimes their nickname, people will call them D. So I kept hearing D, and I seen a huge D, like a capital D. And it was an abbreviation, so I was like, okay, so this man's first name starts with a D. So I did see that, and that really stood out for me, and I feel like that helps kind of narrow some things down. And I know there's a lot of people whose name who starts with a D, but it's not a lot of people who has those physical character traits that I was just mentioning, right? So, and I've seen that very, very clearly. So that's exactly what they wanted us to, know. So another mention, going back to what I was talking about with the whole situation in regards to the mockery. So in the video that I'm going to attach, Angie says about how she, you know, hired these people to play this role and they were supposed to be in the driver's seat. And then she even mentions that that's okay because I'm going to get what's coming to me. I hired a diesel crew. And she said that twice, a diesel crew. From the very beginning of the situation that stood out to me, it was like a red flag. Because here's the thing. According to this accident, the truck, the 18-wheeler that struck her car, her Sprinter van, is a 2021 Freightliner Cascadia 18-wheeler, which happens to be a diesel truck. It's a diesel truck, okay? I had to look this up because I'm like, let me not be on here sounding crazy because I don't know nothing about trucks. I don't know about that. But from the very beginning, when I heard her interview and she kept talking about people being in the driver's seat and she kept talking about she has a diesel crew, those people said, oh, you got a diesel crew? We gonna show you diesel. And that's exactly how they played that role. They tried to make an example out of her with her own words. In other words, like if you threaten us, we don't do threats. We gonna put action into it. She said she had a diesel crew. I've never heard someone address attorneys or people who are in any way, you know, doing some type of service like legal services. I've never heard anyone address someone as a diesel crew. She said that. And then she ends up being involved in an accident with a diesel truck. from the very beginning, that really struck a chord with me. And I'm like, I don't understand how people aren't like tying this in together. And of course, I get it. People are going to say it's speculations. People are going to say that it is, you know, again, conspiracy theorists. But she even says in this same video that I don't know what they're going to do to me. She says this because she knows that her life is in danger. She knows this. But here's the thing also, she don't give a damn. She didn't give a damn because she still said it. She still put it out there. And she is currently fighting from the grave right now. Now, here's the thing. She also mentions in this video that her grandchildren, she wants what is coming to her. And she says specifically in regards to her legacy, she wants her children to have it. She wants her grandchildren to have it. I feel that they are definitely going to start cutting checks, but it still won't be a fraction of what they owe her. And they're going to do it in good faith. And this, you know, I don't feel like they're going to do it in that way because they have to still cover up what they've done. So they're never going to do it in the sense of, yes, we did owe her this money. Yes, we did overlook this. They're not going to do it like that. They're going to do it and they're going to do this whole little ceremony type thing because it's a smoke screen. I'm being shown this. They're going to do it like, oh, you know, we want to honor her legacy. And, you know, because when people pass, when artists pass, we know their catalog skyrockets, right? All their fans and everything, now they're streaming all their music. And so everything skyrockets and then money is accumulating. So if those people who owns the rights to her image, when she signed that contract, and when I say her image, I'm talking about her, all encompassing, they're making money off of that. They're going to use some of those funds and they're going to give that to that family, and they're going to have the family speak out on it so that it can simmer down like, oh no, we're not the bad guys. We're not doing anything bad. Look at what we just did. We just gave the family money that we've gotten from our catalog, from all the streaming and da-da-da-da. You know, that's what's going to happen here, right? And so it's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you right now, what she did is she started a wave. You got a lot of artists who are like, I don't care. I'm going to fight for what's mine. And then you have a lot of artists who see and they know for a fact that she was made an example out of. I'm telling you, it's no such thing as coincidence. The universe, I say this all the time, the universe is too intelligent. The Most High is too intelligent for accidents. Everything that happens for a reason. So she mentioned the driver's seat. She mentioned the diesel crew. Then there's an accident with a diesel truck. And she even mentions that she knows that it's a possibility. She said, I don't know what they're going to do to me. She knew. And she still fought. So if you really look at it and she did that knowing there's a possibility that she passed, you think she ain't fighting on the other side. She is over there cutting a rug. Now, going back to the vision that I seen, because now it's jogging my memory some more things. When she was looking in the window initially, she was just looking, she looked sad because she looked like, okay, I wish I could be there with my family. I'm no longer, you know, she just felt because she was on the outside. She was on the outside looking in. Okay. And so that also lets me know she's watching over her children. She's watching over family. She's trying to connect with family because those specific people play a role. I wouldn't see those specific people for no reason. So she's trying to connect with those people. I feel like the cousin and also that security guard, aka henchman, they're having dreams about her. But her children specifically, she's trying to talk. She's trying to communicate with them. So I seen her looking out, you know, as she looked very sad. And she just looked like she wanted to be a part of the festivities, and she looked around. But it's like, again, when she got to that guy whose name started with a D, she went from looking sad to just angry. Her face looked angry. She looked enraged, which lets me know, again, she knew that he played a role in her demise. She knows that. So she's going to air it out. She's going to air out who did it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen before this year ends, that there's going to be somebody that everybody is pointing fingers at. Before this year wraps up, that's going to happen. Okay. Let me see if there's any other notes that I want to talk about. I'll give a brief second to see if I could just insert the video. So I'll just pause with my talking so you can hear what she has to say. And then I'm going to tell you that there are questions that I asked that, you know, spiritually I was inclined to ask, and then we'll get cards for it. It's 3 questions. So I'm going to pause for a second and see if I can insert that video. If not, Don't think I'm crazy. Just know sometimes because I don't own the rights to that video, it may not allow me to upload it and put it in there that way. So I'm going to pause for a second so you guys can listen to the video in which I'm talking about.
Side, when you hire attorneys and managers and agents, they're supposed to make sure the gray area over there that they're in the driver's seat for, they're supposed to make sure you're taken care of. And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. So I'm just here to let you know, one way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. And so what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? Or my problem? Oh, yeah. So you got to get a diesel crew, and I call them a diesel crew, to go in and rectify the issue.
Here's the thing. It's interesting. I always like to look at the bottom and the back of the cards, okay, because they have overline messages for us. Bottom of the deck, you got the sun, the most positive card in the whole entire deck in tarot. But here's the thing also, whenever the sun comes up, it shines a light on situations, it shines a light on everything around it, okay? Back of the deck, you have the Ace of Wands. Angie Stone was a Sagittarius, and that hand is coming from the spirit realm, not the physical. It looks like this is a hand is pushing that wand. This is making me feel like information, pushing some information out there and bringing something to the light. That's the energy that I'm getting. This person that I mentioned, this masculine that I've seen, this D person, could be a Leo, doesn't have to be. Here's the thing that's interesting also. You got the Seven of Pentacles, not moving forward, not moving backwards, watching, like I put in all this work, but I didn't get anything. And if you notice right here, the leaves are dead. So I put in all this work and I'm not here to be able to enjoy it, right? What I'm getting also behind that, you got the Ten of Cups. That's the family. So it's like I put in all this work and I want my family to be able to rejoice and you know, enjoy it. Back of the deck, you have the Page of Pentacles. You also have the Knight of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm going to say this again. I feel as though they're going to come in talking about, oh, here's some money. You know, we're going to give this to you. We're coming in, you know, like the Knight of Cups is seen as a knight in shining armor. So this is someone coming in like, oh, I'm doing the right thing. I'm being honorable. And I'm going to bring you guys this money. But didn't I say in the very beginning? I said in the very beginning that it's not even going to be a fraction of what they actually owe her. Paige don't have much to offer. He just got that little pentacle. This is a question that I asked, okay? So, because now I want to just go looking at these cards here. I want to jump into the questions. So, the first question is: was this man, the man whose name started with D, was this man hired by her record label to set up a fake accident? Okay, because the accident, it could have been a real accident, but in regards to how she passed, okay. The second question, will someone close to her speak out? And then the third question is, has hush money been given? Because I also feel like some hush money has been given to leave it alone, to not investigate, to not look into it. Because here's the thing, even though she's no longer here, her family, her children, they can still continue to fight for her monies, for her royalties. They can still fight. But I feel like they're going to be offered money to just let it go. And I don't even feel like they're going to be offered. I feel like they've already been offered to some degree. Because if you think about it, they said a lot of people in this situation, nobody has made statements or spoken out, really. I feel like they have entered a contract also. Because once you agree and say, okay, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to accept this, you're going to be signing some paperwork saying like, yep, I'm okay with this amount of money that you're giving me. We're not going to come after you for anything else. So now more contracts are being forged here. And that makes me feel like, ooh, okay, so it makes me feel like, remember I said in the vision I seen of her looking inside that house at the family, at those certain people, she looked like a contract, like she looked like contract paper, but old contract paper. I don't know why I'm getting like, not just that plain white, like computer print paper. No, it looked like, you know, old school paper, like way back in the days when they had the scrolls. So that's, I don't know what the resonance with that is, but the fact now I'm picking up that the people that she was looking in there at, those people have signed contracts because it was contracts associated with her because she looked like a contract. They have signed contracts. They have already been given monies to shut up and not fight. They may lie and say that, oh, we're still fighting for this and we're still fighting for that. No, they're not, because they've already signed that dotted line. They put their name out at X to say, okay, I'm going to accept this money as a, I'm just getting like, okay, this is the end of this battle. They may come out, especially that son, may come out and say, we're still fighting for mom and this, and this for the money that they owe. But I feel like they are going to come to some type of agreement for a certain period of, a certain amount of money is what I'm getting. So again, let's go ahead. I want to change cards from the top to the bottom. And we're going to jump into it. Both of the decks are upright. There's no reversals. But once I start shuffling, if we get reversals, I will definitely read it as such. Stabbed in the back. Let me tell y'all something about this card. The Ten of Swords, he's stabbed in the back. In order for you to be afflicted this many times, you have had to let your guards down and trust the person to get that close to you to do it. And if you see, he's done. He's gone. Because he trusted people and they betrayed him. And that's the situation with her. That's the situation with her. Bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Pentacles again. This is confirmation because we just had the Page of Pentacles. Remember, in this deck, money was given already. They received money. They accepted. I'm getting a cop out. They've accepted it. That's exactly what's happening. Up under here, this damn Knight of Cups again. So this is double confirmation. We just had that in this deck. Same thing. He's going towards them. So this is like me coming in like this knight in shining armor, doing the right thing, give you this money. But again, this is hush money. They've already received hush money. They better not dare get greedy because they're going to be on the chopping block too. First, middle, last initials of individuals involved: C, G, M, P, E, L, or S. I don't know if I said S already, but I'm hearing S. Somebody's last name starts with S. Doesn't someone's last name start with S? I was talking about it. I don't remember. I channel messages. I don't get too much into it. I'm just telling y'all what I hear. No, his last name is Archer. Because I was talking about how she's a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius symbolism for Sagittarius is Archer, and his last name is Archer. Her son I'm talking about. Now I'm going to shuffle in reverse, and we're going to get into the reading. First question again is, was the man whose name started with a D hired by the record label or any of their affiliates to help set Angie up and use the accident as a cover-up? Bottom of the deck, you have Knight of Wands. This is someone who was put into action. Cards have horsepower. You have a horse here. So there was definitely somebody who did. I feel like this person definitely could be a fire sign, because remember, we've seen the sun in the beginning. You got Leo, Sag, Aries. You got Sag here. I'm getting two messages with this specifically because Angie was a Sag. You got Sag here. She's still fighting even from the grave. She is. And I also feel like with me asking that question right before this came out, yes, this person was involved. They were involved to put this into action, because Wands is always action. This person was involved to put this situation into action. Yep. And it caused harm to people. See, I feel like this person is going to betray that daughter and that son too. Possibly to keep them quiet somehow, or force them into signing an agreement to just take whatever and close the situation out, because Swords is contracts, legalities. You know, you see how he's on his knees and he's done. Like, look, either you take this deal or you next. Something. Look, man, I keep getting that like he's a hedgeman, a hitman and things like that. That's what I'm getting. Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. It's the man whose name that I picked up starting with a D. Was he a part of some conspiracy to set Angie up. Was he hired by this record label? Was he a part of that whole situation? You seen it flip out and flip down. Yep, answer is yes. Because it didn't flip in reverse. Sword up is yes, sword down is no. Not just him, but, you know, he's doing the work of others. I want you guys to really look at this damn man's face. It's a shady energy. I'm noticing, you know, the two birds here on the sword. Again, sword's communication and mental. So I feel like these people have told him to do something. Okay, there could be someone involved that's an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But again, swords is contracts and legalities also. This is like, this is crazy because I'm hearing like this person, if you take a contract to do something like that, then you are a contract killer, if you will. And this person agreed to that contract to set this person up. Really look at this person's face. Didn't I say to you something about him, just the energy about what I seen with him was just crazy. Like he looked evil, he looked fucked up. I just didn't like the vibe that I was picking up, and I knew he was, you know, somebody shady. You have the Page of Cups in reverse. You got two pages here. You got the Death card reverse. You know what I'm getting with this? I feel like that Sun, I feel like this is the Sun. The Sun don't want to say nothing. He's not speaking up because pages are messengers. That's communication. It's in reverse. That Sun is not speaking because look at it. He's facing death. He don't want to leave this earth because that's the ending. That's a major arcana, so it's definite. It's in reverse. Okay. He like absolutely not because I don't want this to be my reality. So he's keeping quiet. Second question, will someone close to her speak out? Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Will someone close to Angie Stone speak out about this accident? Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Will somebody close to Angie Stone speak out about this accident? Okay. You got the Tower in reverse. Everyone's scared because they don't want this to happen to them. Isn't it interesting? We just had the Death card, and then you got this, but it's in reverse. Both were in reverse. Both are major arcanas. Majors are definites. These people know if they speak out, they definitely will face a tower. They definitely will face demise. You guys know I have to monitor my wording so they won't take the video down. But you got Scorpio energy and you got Aries. Somebody could be a Scorpio for sure also because with the Death card, that's Scorpio. You got Scorpio and Aries here. So someone could definitely be a Scorpio in this situation. I feel like a masculine, because you do have a masculine here. And remember I said, will someone close speak out? He's new. Nudity talks about vulnerability, being exposed. That's exposing something. It's in reverse. So it's like people, they're scared. That family is scared. They're going to take whatever deal, whatever is given to silence them. They'll put up a front. Somebody's going to put up a front like, oh, we justice for Angie and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But they're scared. They're scared because they know they're being watched. They don't even want to play with it, is what I'm getting here. For your third question, has hush money been given? Okay. Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Has hush money, okay? This one stayed in my hand, so I'm going to take it. So you got two. So there's two different variations to the story, okay? Yeah, it has. The children have received money. With the Lovers, ooh, and the damn bodyguard, y'all. Okay, didn't I say I seen auntie? Not auntie, but it may have been their auntie, her Angie Stone's children, because I heard that she was the cousin, the person that I seen in the vision. You got the children here. The children have received money. Didn't I say I also felt like that man was a bodyguard? He's a guard. He's guarding over her. But here's the thing to pay attention about this. She's here physically. He's a ghost. So I feel like this is saying like he's not there with her presently. He's in her energy. Before she passed, he was not her bodyguard. But at some point throughout her career, he was her bodyguard. So the bodyguard received money, as did those children. I'm also getting a message that this person was never truly there to protect her because he's not physically there. He's around. So he may have, I'm telling you, he may have been involved then, but his goal was not to protect her. He had on his armor like he was there to protect her, But this man could also have a S in his name. Because on his chest plate, this looks like a dragon, but it looks like it's in the shape of an S. And remember I was saying earlier, like I'm definitely getting, I was saying like, I don't know if I said S, but I'm getting that somebody's name could have an S in it. His last name could start with an S. First initial could be D. Last initial of his name could be S. So this is confirming for sure. 3 people, both her children and this bodyguard, who was supposed to be a guard of hers, they all got money. Again, when you get major arcanas, that's definites. So they did. They did. You got the 6 of cups, so it could be 6. Oh, you got 2 6s. They could have got 6 figures. You got the 6 of cups here, and then you got the lovers. So they could have got 6 figures. Whatever the case, they got money. Yeah, they got money. 9 of Pentacles, they got money. And then, come on, y'all. I just said 3 people. Them 2 children and that supposed guard. And if you look at the woman with the Pentacles, there's 1, 2, 3 roses in her hand. Yeah, these people got paid. You got the 9 of Pentacles. These people got paid. Yep. Bottom of the deck, still that 10 of Swords. Back of the deck, 5 of Pentacles. Like, come on, Angie, talking now, y'all. I said, didn't I tell y'all? I said, Angie, the vision I seen of her, she was looking outside. She was outside looking in the window. You got a window right here. You got a window right here. Okay? There could be an earth sign involved, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what's in front of that. Because this was about that money. You got the 6 of Cups again. So yeah, it's like they could have got, if it's not 6 figures, because I don't feel like it's that damn much money. They could have got like 600. I don't know. Possibly like 60,000 or up to $60,000 to $600,000 each. Maybe not each, but like all in total. I'm getting 60 to 600,000, and I know people are like, well, that's a lot of money, but no, it's not if you have a catalog like the one that she has, and she's like she said, she's been working for a long time. People have sampled her songs, people have used her likeness and things like that. So to get the 6 cups twice, I'm gonna say again, and it's interesting because this person right here, he looks like he's a guard. You see how he's walking out like he's, you know, checking the perimeters when he has his wand and his staff or whatever that is. This was someone she trusted. Look at that energy there. This was someone she trusted. And they did her dirty. They did her dirty. So let's, wow. Tower again. Look at this. You got 78 cards in both decks and we keep getting the same energy. People are scared to speak out. And this is confirmation again because I want you guys to see how this is here on the table, right? The sword is pointing towards the tower. Now, again, I'm going to say sword up is just sword down. No, this sword is sideways. So sideways, like I'm speaking, but I'm not saying everything. I'm not telling everything because I know the tower is going to hit me if I do. Okay? It's a lot of energy associated with masculines in her life. Let me see if I can move this down so you guys can see. It's a lot of things with masculines in her life. And it's a child. I feel like her son. Because pages in tarot for me is always the children, regardless if it's adult children, whatever. It's the children. It's the young folks in tarot, right? So, what's up in this tower? Oh, wow. You guys keep getting, we keep getting all the same stuff. Remember, we had this before. The 5 of Wands. You got those 2 people walking away. And then you got the Queen of Wands, which was Angie. And look how she's facing the direction of this energy here. See, this, look at his face, sneaky. I'm telling you right now, he gonna set them kids up too, shit. Or he threatened them. You see how he's holding them swords? Like, look, if you don't agree to this, y'all next, because he got 2 swords that's upright. Like, y'all up next. The swords are up. You're up next. This like a damn hitman, huh? And look, as I pick this up, I didn't even intend for this to be like this. They're saying either way it goes, people know if you don't comply, this is going to be the outcome. And this is why people aren't speaking up. There's a lot of people I'm seeing on social media like, you know, you all need to speak up. You all need to do further investigations and blah, blah, blah. But they're choosing which path to take because they know it's not going to lead to anything positive if they tell the truth about it. 2 of Wands need to choose a destination or direction to go in. Choosing your path. Which way are you going to go about the situation? People know better. Bound on deck, Ace of Wands. They don't want to act on it. They don't want to keep digging because they know it's going to get messy. Okay. Angie is not happy. We know that. I always, when I see this, I look at that hand like it looks like a thumbs down. You know, and of course, like I said, she is Wands. She's not happy with the situation. She's pissed. She's livid. I really feel like this person I'm talking about could be a fire sign too, but I also feel like they got earth in their chart. Like fire and earth is in their placements mainly. Okay. So for the Page of Swords, first question: was this man hired by the record label and their associates to set Angie up? I'm just going to say it like that because I don't want to say accident because it wasn't an accident. You know, the truck and the Smyrna was okay. There was accident with that, but we all know that's, I hope we all know at this point that's not what did it, right? Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. You got a couple cards that flipped out, some hit the floor. I don't pick up cards on the floor, but look what you got. Nothing major, arcana definite. She was set up. So the magician is a master manipulator. They can make you see whatever it is they want you to see. They're an illusionist. Virgo, Gemini. Then you have the high priestess. Why am I saying high priestess? High priestess is Pisces. She did pass in Pisces season, March 1st, right? So I'm thinking that for some reason. But the Empress is Taurus and Libra energy, so someone could be involved with that energy. But here's the thing, like I said, she felt comfortable. She looks comfortable, like she's safe out there, even out in the open. She felt comfortable with this manipulator. I feel like this person was definitely involved. They were definitely involved. That magician does everything for me, okay? That magician just says this was someone that she seen one way and she felt comfortable with, and they were somebody completely different. You know how they say with the magician could pull a rabbit out of a hat. You don't know how he did it, where it came from. He knows, though, because he knows his true gifts, his true abilities. This person's a damn magician. They're a shapeshifter, if you will. You got the Judgment card in reverse. Very interesting, because if you see them, they are in caskets, okay? But they're coming out because they're being awakened. So this is, let me tell you something. Red Cross also makes me feel like help, like medical help. It's like she could have been asking for help. And I did hear in one of the videos that, you know, somebody came in and tried to help her, and then she was pushed out the way or something like that. They were reaching their hands up for help. The reverse, that help was denied. And that's a major arcana again. So they made it so that she was not able to receive the help that she needed. This was definitely a blatant setup. So you have the Tower in reverse. Second question, will someone close to her speak out? Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Will someone close to Angie Stone speak out? Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Will someone close to Angie Stone speak out? Okay, and you got a card face down, and this one didn't flip out, but you see it didn't want to go on the deck, so we'll look at that. Now, I always say when cards flip face down, it's something that's unknown to us. So the fact that it's not showing up right who it is, I feel like that's not going to be someone close to her, but it'll be someone who heard through the grapevine, third party type situation. Yeah, it's not going to be family, because they're close. And I'm going to say again, somebody has Leo in their chart. But you see, these people are working together. They're close to each other. It's in reverse. So no, someone close to her is not going to speak out. Because again, they're fearing the tower. They're fearing, you know, something happening, harm being done to them. But somebody will speak out. Because this card that didn't want to go in, look at this. This hand. Okay, let me say this also. This hand is not a physical hand like from a human person. This is from spirit. So more information may come out in a water sign season. I know, again, she passed in Pisces season, but something else may come out in Cancer season, possibly June, July. Oh, yeah, because you had the Six of Cups multiple times. So somebody may speak out in June, around June, or this person's birthday could be in June. Whoever's going to speak out. Their first, middle, or last initial could be M, T, W, A, P, or S. Somebody's nickname could be Ace. Or this could be someone who loves to play cards. I know that's very random, but I'm putting it out there. This person may even post a video on social media where they're playing cards or spades. You know, this is very interesting because, like I said, when I seen this vision of their family sitting there kicking it or whatever, they were sitting at a table and they could have been playing cards. I didn't see necessarily what they was doing per se. The focus was on her and her energy. This could have been someone that she played cards with. something about that ace is really just drawing me in for some reason. So I'm just going to tuck this in here randomly. Let's go ahead and do some shuffle so y'all won't be like, I see what you did. You just put that card in, you counted away. No, ma'am, and no, sir. I don't have no reason to make up no narrative. Trust me. That's why I shuffle so much, because I want y'all to see that I ain't making this up. You got the Death card. You got the Six of Cups. Okay, I'm going to say, keep in that Six of Cups. Somebody's birthday is in June. Someone is a Cancerian. And I just heard it be your own people. Knight of Pentacles. You know, Knights are in the horse is their vehicle. So it's like that money came out from that accident. You know, which we already know that. But to stop right here, that just says everything for me. I'm going to change it from the top to the bottom again before we get your final card. Bottom of the deck, the Eight of Swords. Mental imprisonment, feeling stuck, feeling bound, not being able to speak on something. I feel like to a degree, Angie feels like I can't, you know, no one is able to tap in and connect with me. Will my voice be heard? Will anyone help avenge me? Will anyone help, you know, put it out here? Because again, I'm gonna say there's a lot of people who are fearful, and she's been trying to communicate. I feel like very strongly she's been trying to communicate with people. I said this in the very beginning, but I feel like she's coming to them in dreams. This for somebody, they can even hear it, because I seen something when I was looking up information on her son, because I was like, I didn't know when her son's birthday was, because I was trying to figure something out. I like to do zodiac signs and things like that when I do readings. And if you go on his account, he has an Instagram account, he had a post for his birthday where he was basically talking about numerology and how his birthday added up to so and so and so and so. So he's in tune. He's in tune. Don't put that past him. I feel like she knows he can pick up messages from her because she sees his purpose. I don't know what his life path number is, but she knows that he can pick up messages. He can hear her. But I feel like he's ignoring it because, again, he doesn't want to face that tower. He doesn't want to be the Death card. He doesn't want to deal with that. He doesn't want that to be his experience. But guess what, baby? We started off at the very beginning with the Sun card. Oh, everything's going to come to light. Right now, she feels like she's not being heard. Right now, she feels like people who are close to her, who should speak out, has not spoken out on her behalf, is going to come to the light. It is going to come to the light. And again, she's been trying to communicate with her son. So it's communication. You got the son and you have an actual male child there, a son, her actual son. She's already reached out to him because she knows he can get downloads. You got the sun and the moon. Her and him would probably like yin and yang, night and dark, light and day, you know, night and day, things like that. The moon talks about things, hidden things, and unknown things you don't have clarity about. And it also talks about your intuition and things like that, subconscious thoughts. You also have 1, 2, 3 characters there. And I did say, with this energy that we're getting ready to get a card for, there's 3 people who definitely have secrets in regards to the situation. And when I say the secrets, it doesn't have to be that they knew exactly what was going to happen to her. I'm not saying that they do know. I'm not saying that they don't know. But what I'm saying is, they know that there's some type of payoff, and there's something sinister behind why they got those payoffs. They know. So for that Six of Cups as well as the Lovers, universal energies, you got Gemini here twice, major arcana. So there could be a Gemini involved also. Universal energies of light, love, and divine protection. Give me a clarifier for the Six of Cups as well as the Lovers. Universal energies, and this is for the third question. Has hush money been given? Ooh, and that flew. Ooh, and you see how it landed right there on what? I'm gonna show y'all. Right there on the Magician. Okay, it came out sideways. Yeah. See, whatever they did, it was some sideways bullshit. If you don't know what that means it was some shady shit. Cause the Eight of Wands sideways. The Eight of Wands is fast moving communication, coming out of the blue, unexpected, something coming rushing in. Sideways, this is like hush money. Because right, that's direct, blunt, coming straight towards you. There's no hiding. It's right out in the open. It's sideways. Hush money was given. Hush money was given. Hush money was given. Bottom of the deck, you got Pentacles. See, it's 2 people who was juggling and going back and forth about whether or not they should accept it. Look how he's looking. In his head, that hat big as hell because he in his head about the shit. It's in reverse. I feel like they end up taking it. They took it. 8 of Pentacles. I feel like these 2 is that son and that daughter in the back. This person who was contract for hire because he's working. You know, he possibly got the most money out of the situation. You have the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior in reverse. He's fearful too. Hell. Three of Swords in reverse. That's heartbreaking grief right there. You got it in reverse. It's interesting because I'm hearing shit. They ain't hurt. They ain't sad enough for me. That's what I'm hearing. And it could be, that could be Angie's energy like, oh, y'all ain't sad enough for me. Because y'all seem like y'all living it too well to have lost the person who brought you into the world. I'm getting that. And you got the Emperor in reverse. See, this is an Emperor, right, is someone who's doing something that's just and fair. Notice that he has a pentacle in his hand. An Emperor in reverse is a shady person who takes advantage of people, who doesn't do right by people. With him being in reverse, I feel like that's that, you know, whoever this was, the executive, music, you know, chairperson, CEO, whoever, they did some shady shit. And that's the major arcana. So it's definitely, you got Aries energy. You got Aries energy here with the Tower. We have the Tower multiple times. So someone involved could be an Aries. Or they, you know, something can come out in Aries season, which is, we're in Aries season now. So March, April time frame, something significant can come out. But I feel like that's more so the person, you know, doing their dirty deeds. Because this is definitely someone who is not doing right by the people. He's holding the pinnacle. It's in reverse. Right, it's like, okay, here's your money. I got your money. In reverse, I ain't giving you nothing. Back to this damn Five of Swords again. We keep getting that energy. Five of Swords is conflicts, arguments, disagreements. It's also competition, but it's also betrayals. Again, because I want you to see how he's smiling there like, I got y'all. And you got these two people walking away. I feel like they've been forced to sign some type of contract. That's what I'm getting here. Because the swords keep... In my mind, I keep seeing the swords morph into pens. Like, here, sign it or else. I don't know why it's making me think about the movie Romeo Must Die. There was a scene, or the premises of it basically was like there was this guy going around trying to buy up all the land and things like that, and they were forcing people to sign over their property or else. I don't know. It's contracts. Okay, there you go. Because I'm like, why am I thinking about that? Contracts. Romeo Must Die. Yeah. It's interesting because as I'm thinking about the Romeo Must Die, this person, Angie, may have been intimate with this security guard at one point. Because now I'm getting that, because I'm even thinking about how Trish, Aaliyah's character, ended up catching feelings for, I believe his name was Han. They both lost someone that they loved, and they end up, you know, investigating and finding out that there was a lot of shady things going on behind the scenes. And it's interesting because even in that movie, guess what? Aaliyah ends up finding out that her father happens to be one of the shady people too, doing shady business deals and stuff like that. Her own family, actually her father and her brother were involved, right? So this is just the fact that I'm getting these downloads about random things that ain't got nothing to do with this. You know, I get downloads like that because those are messages as well that somehow ties into something. Not saying the movie, but what I'm picking up, like family. Aaliyah's own family in that movie betrayed her. I'm getting that. I'm getting that with this situation here. So yeah, hush money was given. They went about it sideways, covertly, under the radar. Because for some reason, it's making me think about radar. They did it under the radar. I heard that son might want to think about being greedy and saying like, and I'm saying greedy because I feel like there's already a payout that has happened, some type of agreement. And this person, you know, he may come out like, I'm still fighting for my mom's royalties. I'm still fighting for this. I'm still fighting for that. Yeah, you better be cool, Playboy. Because again, unfortunately, your mother is a prime example of how once you sign that dotted line, once you put your name next to that X, if you do anything outside of those arrangements and agreements, you're going to get X'd out. So there's something going on there that's, you know, that son might want to play it cool. You might be flying a little too close to the sun with this one. Keep hearing greed. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this reading. Again, this is Queen Airbender Tarot. Until next time, take care and be well. Bye.